Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video we have a new batch of level limit break characters with some new captain abilities, some new rumble abilities, and some new special abilities for the level limit break feature. And in today's video we're going to go through them. I haven't looked at any of these yet, so I'm really excited to see what the new characters bring. They are available in-game. If you head to your notice board or your news tab, you should be able to see them there, and you can see what characters are available, but it doesn't really tell you what they do. It might. I'd actually have never clicked on it, but we are over on the Discord. Big shout out to the Discord, link in the description if you guys want to come over, join some like-minded people, as well as have some fun over there and get some information and some help with team building and whatnot. But let me know what your thoughts and opinions are of these characters in the comment section below. And while you're down there, don't forget to belt the like button for me, and if you're new, hit that big red subscribe button. Most importantly though, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the video, and let's dive into the content. Alright, so over here on the Discord, shout out to the homie Rizzy for actually getting all this information for us and putting it together. I do appreciate you, my guy. So, Marco, we're starting off with Marco. V1 Marco 6+. He's level 3 at maxing at 120, so level limit break level 3 gets a new captain ability, which boosts quick Psi characters attack by approximately 5.25 when HP is full, 4.5 times otherwise, and makes quick Psi slots have matching slot effects. And if the crew's HP is 70% or above, reduces damage by 30% or heals 1,500 HP at the end of the turn otherwise. So, not a bad captain ability. I mean, 5.25 at max HP is pretty easy to do with this guy because his special is built around healing. 30% damage reduction is nothing to scoff at. It's a lot of damage reduction. And then you can obviously heal back to that sort of margin if you're not. So, not a bad captain ability. Quick Psi characters. So, you have a bit of like diversity with team building. Being a 5.25 times captain is definitely nothing too... It's definitely something that's not too shabby, right? His Rumble special turns into... honestly, who cares about Rumble? Like, let's not worry about Rumble for these guys right now. You know what? We probably should look at it. I take it back. On level 4, he gets a Rumble special upgrade. He targets enemies in a medium range for 0.75, attack down level 2, and self-healing for... Yeah, like I said, who cares? That's trash. At max level limit break, he heals 100 times character's recovery, and does overheal, which is interesting, because if you're at max HP, he's a 5.25 times captain, so remember that overheal allows you to always be at max HP. He reduces decreased chain multiplier growth rate and attack down by 7 turns, doubles crew slot effects if you have a slot effect, he adds 0.3. So, the slot effect was always there, that came with his 6+. The overheal to me is quite new, and that does work very nicely with his captain, but decreased chain growth rate for me is a bit of like a bit of a miss, because you can just bring like a chain locker and get around that for most content. But 7 turns of attack down, that's pretty good. And if this guy's good for us any Grand Voyage, you can bet your bottom dollar that they are going to drop some 7 to 10, 15, 14 turns of attack down or something silly. So Marco's not bad. Like, he's definitely not bad. I don't think he's great, but he's definitely not bad. Ooh, on to Corazon. I'm excited about Corazon. I'm a big Corazon fan. I still rate Corazon very highly, even though he's only like 3 turns of utility, so I would love to see them increase his utility here. Level 2 is Rumble ability when current HP is above 70%. Team attack up level 11, and for the first 40 seconds of battle, he reduces... So he's still good for like tanking like Quick, but like Quick's just been absolutely destroyed by stuff like Neko Inu, the new Luffy, and stuff like that. That Corazon doesn't really have a place anymore in Rumble, so we'll probably skip his Rumble stuff. At level 2, his captain ability... He gets a captain ability at level 2. Interesting. Boost crew's attack by a minimum of 3.5, maximum at 5 times, depending on how much you healed in the previous turn. He adds 0.3 of his recovery for every perfect, 0.8 for every great, and 1.5 for every good. And then reduces crew's paralysis and attack down duration by 1 turn. So very similar to wiping Roger. When you are Roger, you have that utility of 1 turn. Corazon does 1 turn of its paralysis and attack down. As a sailor, he does remove 1 turn of paralysis, so this is kind of nice that they carried it into his captain. But you're very rarely ever using Corazon as a captain. Like, let's be real. Even at a 5 times, like, you're never really using Corazon as a captain. His special makes Dex, Tandem, Recovery slots have matching slot effects, changes the right column to Dex, the left to Tandem. Okay, so this is really good. Really, really good, because we just got information on a Super Tandem lore, and, like, Corazon is one of the characters to fill that condition. So this is actually really, really good. Plus, he makes these orbs matching, and you can actually use lore support to get a 1.75 times orb boost. So, like, if you're running a friend captain lore, if you don't have lore but you have this Corazon, you can run, like, the lore support to get a 1.75 times orb boost, get a full board of orbs, activate the super tandem of your friend captain lore, and, like, Bob's your uncle hunky dory, see you later. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. That's a nice, like, that's just good timing if you ask me. heals 50 times character's recovery, and then reduces Blind Despair, Chain Lock, and Decreased Chain Multiplier growth by 5 turns. Let's go. This used to be 3. So that is huge. Very, very good for Corazon. I swear, didn't he remove Special Blind as well? Or am I... Did they remove Special Blind from his kit? I feel like they did. I know he has a Sailor that removes... He has a Sailor that removes 1 turn of Special Blind, so I might just be bugging there. But I'm pretty sure that he actually removed 3 turns of Special Blind, and they've actually just removed it. No, he never actually did. No, okay. So they basically increased the, they've increased the utility by 2 turns, but for Paralysis and Attack, they've only increased it for 1. Because if you have him as a Captain, you get the 5 turns. That makes sense. As a Sailor, you still get 5 turns of Paralysis removal, which is great. And then if you're a Captain, he gets the 20 turns of Despair removal. This 20 turn thing is like, it's sort of like a running joke in One Piece. They have it for every character. Next, we've got V1 Sabo. He's Rumble ability, Free Spirit teammates. Like, honestly, if you're running Sabo, like, you're running a Sabo. But, I mean, look, with Ace Yamato, I guess, like, Sabo now has a spot. Let's check him out. Free Spirit teammates, speed up level 2 when hitting a critical. Yeah, no, screw this guy. He sucks. He sucks. His Captain ability. Boosts Free Spirit characters by approximately 5 times when slots are matching. And 4.5 times otherwise. Boost their HP and recovery by 1.2. And when tapping on this character with a Psy or Tandem slot, applies the Ignite status to all enemies for 2 turns. Deals 50 times character's attack. In non-time damage at the end of the turn, ignited effect will not be applied after the enemy's preemptive ability. Wow, okay. Holy. Now, this doesn't go through full immunity, but this is a huge, huge update to his Captain ability. Like, this is a monstrous update. He used to be a 2.75 times Captain and boost their HP and recovery by a little bit. Like, that's literally all he does. Now, he's a 5 times Captain when slots are matching. If you tap with a Psy or a Tandem slot, he applies the Ignite status to all enemies for 2 turns. Now, Sabo doesn't have a Super Tandem, like Super Tandem sort of cycle, besides the free-to-play Treasure Map character. So I'm really interested why the Tandem's here. This is making me question some things. It's making me think a little bit. That we might see, like, a Super Tandem with Sabo involved somewhere down the line. But this is kind of good because Psy lacked this Ignite ability. And Sabo's the first character to actually bring that to its color. And just to hit with a slot, like, to get that every single turn, that's great for stuff like Resilience and whatnot as well. So that's really interesting. Like, really, really interesting. Alright, so his Rumble special targets the highest current HP for defense down level 4. And yeah, who cares? His special changes characters' slot and adjacent slots into their own type. Boost damage dealt to ignited enemies by 1.5 for 3 turns. Doubles Free Spirit characters' attack for 1 turn. 2.5 on the next turn if you land 3 perfect. So this is basically just a huge buff to what he already did. He was a 1.75, and then if you landed 4 perfects, it was a 2 times. Now he's like, what, 2 times to start with, and goes up to 2.5 if you land 3 perfects. And he's a conditional booster to ignite for 3 turns. So you can get like a condition provided you can like hang on to an orb. Because like he gives himself an orb, right? So he gives himself a Psy orb. You can get the condition. He's really good. Like, this is a really, really big buff for Sabo. Like, this is a huge buff for V1 Sabo. I really like where the direction they've gone with this. I think it's really, really cool. He does have holes, don't get me wrong. But I do really, really like what they've done with this Sabo. Alright, V1 6 plus Doffy. This is the first time we're actually going to like look at the Rumble. Because Doffy is just absolutely insane in Rumble. Like, Doflamingo, if you're running slashes, you bet your ass you're running this Doflamingo. Like, that's just sort of the bottom line. Unfortunately, Doflamingo for me was a case of, like, I have the un 6 plus and the 6 plus. So for me, mine's like 2 away from max, but we'll see how we go. His Rumble ability boosts Slasher and Driven HP up by 7 in the first 30 seconds. He gives defense up level 4 and attack up level 7. So he basically got a buff of HP up by 1, defense up by 1. So they just added +1 to his ability. So he was already cracked, and now they've basically just made him a little bit stronger in Rumble. So Slash is on the comeback. What? His Captain ability is reduces the special charge by 1 turn to driven characters, boost their attack by 5.2. Wait, just reduces special charge by 1 turn. So that's to everyone. That doesn't have to be driven, that's just to everyone. That's pretty good. Boost driven characters by 5.25 when slots are matching. 5 times other ways. Boost their HP by 1.2 and makes Psi, Int, Recovery, and Tandem slots matching, as well as healing 1 times recovery at the end. So his captain ability got a huge buff. He was a 3.5 times captain. He did have the Psi and the Int, but they've added recovery and tandem, and they've just added that sort of that healing mechanic into his special as well. So pretty nice buff for the captain ability of Doffy, but he's still outclassed, in my opinion, by the other 2 Doflamingos. Onto his Rumble special now. He targets 3 enemies for 2.5 times damage, and target slasher and driven teammates for defense up level 6, crit up level 7. So basically they just added 1. Yeah, they just added 1 and he does more damage, so that's kind of cool. Like, I can get around that. Doflamingo's so good in Rumble, like, that just adding, like, 1 extra number is actually, like, really, really good for him. His special locks crew slots for 1 turn, makes it easy to land perfects, changes adjacent slot, including block slots, into character zone type, boosts driven characters slot effects by 2.25 for 2 turns, and boost type effects of normal attacks for driven characters by 1.75 for 2 turns as well. So this is huge because he just used to be an orb booster for 1 turn. He used to change adjacent slots and he never used to lock them. So he never used to make it easy to land perfects as well. And changing adjacent slots now goes through block orbs as well, which is really, really good because he's an orb booster. Any character that rotates orbs through block orbs and does an orb boost always has a huge tick in my eyes. So this Doflamingo got a huge, huge buff. He's still going to mainly be seen in Rumble the most, like, mostly. But it's pretty interesting what they did with him. Again, I still think he gets outclassed by the other 2 Doflamingos. But now you have an option for an orb boost and color affinity instead of, like, an attack and an orb boost. So there's also that, right? The final character on this list is V1 Crocodilus. V1 Crocodile. His Rumble ability, Cerebral class teammates, attack up level 3, and when HP is low, who cares? Honestly, who cares? You're never using this Croc in Rumble, right? You're never using Croc and Rumble. His level 3 captain ability reduces Cerebral character's special charge by 1 turn at the start of the quest and boosts Cerebral character's attack larger the lower the HP. Minimum 4 times, maximum 5 times. Now, I still don't like that. Croc was always built around being at low HP, and I used to run Croc quite a bit back in the day, especially when, like, Colosseum Pedro was a thing, and Treasure Map Sabo, like, those characters came out. But being at low HP, I don't like captains at low HP. It's as simple as that. His Rumble special, who cares? You're never using this guy in Rumble, so let's just move on. His special reduces all enemies' HP by 20%, and he then doubles Cerebral characters' attack and slot effects. That's actually interesting. And it changes top, bottom row to character slots, including block slots, manipulation. If special is launched when HP is at 50% or below, he sets the chain multipliers minimum limit at 2.5, maxing at 25 times for 1 turn. Okay, so that's a huge, huge buff to, like, his special. He still does the 20% HP cut. He used to just double Cerebral character's attack. Now he doubles the slot effects as well. He gives you matching orbs on your top and bottom row no matter what through block orbs. And then if his HP is below 50%, obviously you want to be below 50% to have his maximum captain multiplier. He adds a chain multiplier. So that's a lot of damage just with one special. It is on the lower end of everything, like 2 times attack, 2 times orbs, 2.5 to 25 times chain boundary. But the fact you get all of that in one special is a really, really, really big buff. Like, it's a really, really big... Wow, words are hard. It's a really, really, really big buff for this particular unit. So, I'd love to see what they're doing with this Croc. Obviously, with Grand Voyage, once we get to, like, Alabaster, like, this Croc is probably going to see a lot of play. And he's going to be one that you want to go for. So, all in all, like, some pretty interesting buffs. Some pretty nice buffs. Obviously, I think I like V1 Doffy the most. Just because, like, he's still viable in Rumble, right? But other than that, besides Corazon, just because, like, I'm a huge Corazon simp, the new lore coming out, I think he's going to find a lot of play with that lore. I think this Sabo got the most interesting, like, the most interesting changes. This captain ability where you can get the ignite effect by hitting with a particular orb. They've been doing that, obviously, with the release of the new Kaido and stuff like that as well. And the fact that then he gives you an ignite effect, conditional booster, as well as being an attack booster that carries into the next stage to get around interrupts. To me, I think Sabo got the most interesting buff. I think Corazon just got the best because he was already good and they just made, like, V1 Rayleigh, right, when he got his level limit record. So they just made him better and he was already good. And then Doffy for Rumble. The rest of them, I think they're probably going to see playing Grand Voyage here and there, but other than that, I don't think they're, like, too game-breaking in terms of the upgrades. But let me know your thoughts and opinions of the new level limit breaks in the comment section below. And while you're down there, don't forget to belt the like button. And if you're new, hit the big red subscribe button too. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, I thank you for watching and I'll catch you all in the next one. Lates!